And we are live. Beanie Blessings, Lashana Tova. Aaron Judge got his 60-second home run today. So it's a good Tuesday here. Welcome to Deadpan Dope Tuesdays with me, Deadpan Lizzie, the Beanie God. This is being recorded on Facebook and YouTube. If you don't want to be seen or heard, please mute yourself and turn off your camera. Please unmute yourself if you do read and mute when you are not reading out of consideration for your fellow artists. This is a medium for all art and beanies. For those who don't know me, I'm an author, realtor, full-time lesbian here in New York City. That last one's not a choice, but I'm very proud of it. A few ground rules: no hate speech or bullying whatsoever. If I hear or see any of this tonight, you can get the boot, no questions asked. This is a brave space and a safe space. Like me, many of us have parallel careers and are here to unwind after a long day's work. So please leave the crappy attitudes and beef behind before entering our space. I don't believe in consent or content or trigger warnings. We obviously believe in consent here, but we don't. If you feel the need to give a content or trigger warning, please do so, but you do not have to. Each artist has 4 minutes to share. If you haven't already let me know you would like to perform, please direct message me and I'll add you to the list. If you want to learn, I will also always announce who's on deck and I will drop the list of performers in the chat in a minute. If you want to learn more about what's going on here at The Word Is Right, please follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Word is Right, WRITE, on those platforms. And also check out Red or Green Books, READ, Marissa Prada, who's our publisher here at The Word Is Right and at Red or Green Books. So if you're interested in putting a book out there, reach out to her at marissa@redorgreenbooks.com. Red is READ. All right, so this is the list right now. So on deck, we have Messiah Pin, but please welcome to the mic now. He is one of our producers and hosts here on this platform. He is my friend. He has anthologies and his own books coming out, and he has his own show every second and fourth Wednesday of the month here at 7:30 p.m. It's called More Poetry. So please welcome to the mic, Christopher Moore.
Okay, hello. I think I'll read some new ones that I wrote. Okay, this one is called Social Deities. How thoughtful of you to remember that I actually exist a few times a year. Should I give my bow of reverence now, or just cut right to my self-sacrifice? Oh no, you don't have to do that. Wouldn't want you concerning yourself with someone like me. Oh, how your mythology crumbles, though, when your vacant altar is covered with snow. And the next one I have is Winter's Collection. You had 12 months to make the most of it. So, what do you have to show after 4 seasons? Thought and lessons clink with noises inside a metaphorical collection plate, then to be balanced on a scale at once, even if they will be forgotten weeks later. Summer's carnival ended so long ago, and it is time to reflect if you think you've got better or not. That's all from me. I'd like to put this in the chat, though. As Lizzie said, I have an open mic. It is for the next one. It's next week, October 12th at 7:30. And my feature is actually in the room right now, Black Silver 47. He will be my feature for October.
That's awesome. And yes, Chris does an awesome open mic. It'll happen again next week, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, with our friend here, Black Silver, who you'll hear from later this evening. So
And
I
they
will
also...
certainly.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
And they also should check out the Poetic Robin Hood, too. That's a podcast I just recently started. I'll put that link in, too.
Yeah.
It does every first Monday of the month.
That's awesome. Yes, please follow him. His podcast, Poetic Robin Hood. Please check out his show here at Word Is Right. He'll drop that in the chat here, and he'll drop that on our Facebook page. And yeah, so happy you're doing all these things, Chris. And congratulations on that. Really proud of you and the work you've been doing. And then I think I saw who you're having on your next podcast, right? Well, some a poet in our community, right?
Yeah. I have, yeah, Marie Medina. I have her. I'm recording her episode October 18th, and the episode will be published November 7th.
Awesome. And we love Marine here. She does a show here every Tuesday at 1 p.m. Eastern time in the fourth Tuesday of the month too. And I'm hoping she'll pop in a little later this evening at Ship on the East Coast. All right, so give Chris a follow, check out all his stuff. He does great things here. I'm really proud of the work he's doing. All right, so on deck we have Jaden, but up to the mic now, and I get to see him this weekend at the Nuyorican Hybrid celebration. Please welcome my friend and fellow poet, Messiah Pin.
Thanks, Lizzie. So I'm just gonna read one poem. It's called "Let Us Go Boldly." Let us go boldly, levitating, penetrating in righteous space, sensuously appreciating the rivers of oblique solace in the mouths of luscious lovers, caught by the winds of a new season, a new platitude arranging deft delight upon the earth for our composure and easy composition. Let the sparkle of cosmic rubies and gems cut through our steady leisure, taking rhythms that assonate celestial in the dark and making of them the sound in our breath. We exact space, moving into lovers' tresses within a symbiotic exchange. We are more than one. We're joined at the most fundamental and profound atomic bond. You with me at lover's spring, we awash in tranquility in our spiritual body, clutched by fervent gods whose love ideal takes on new clarity in our feeling. Let your soul do what it does best, the magic to manifest life at the seat of the soul, in the welcome parts that my soul can best understand, acting as an intravenous symbol for the consciousness of life itself, and that my time come wholly into yours, that our very breathing will realize this burgeoning self that is too becoming singular. We exist, body and soul, in the minds of divine beings, and they in the minds of greater beings, and so forth, all reflecting love's unified metaphysics. We need only see each other clearly to see the fabric of illusions real shattered. The hint of true love meted into release, and love as a whole reflection will become our sunrise and sunset, our day and our night, our form and decay, for you within me. Thank you.
Yeah, make some noise for Messiah Pan, everyone. This poet is just layers upon layers upon layers. He's such a brilliant wordsmith. I'm so happy he's joined our community. What a beautiful poem. Do you have anything coming up you'd like to share? Let the people know where they can find you online.
You can find me online at Messiah, Messiah, Lorence, Lorence, on Instagram.
Awesome. And also, y'all can go ahead and change your Zoom boxes to your names if you want to put your social media handles in there, tax handles, anything you'd like. Also, if you hear a funky noise, they turn the heat on here in NYC if it's getting cold. So apologize for the soundscape of my heater. It'll go in a few minutes. Marianne, I got you on list, and I will also add you, Arlena. All right. So happy to see more of our community joining us tonight. So on deck, we got PJ, but coming up to the mic now, they are in our Out Loud LGBTQ Larry anthology of Evergreen Books. Oh, look, it went away. See, I think this is their debut here at Deadpan Dope. So please welcome to the mic, Jaden.
Hey, everybody. So I have been kind of missing out on the open mics lately. Been dealing with a lot of stuff, but I have 2 poems I'd like to read. The first one is War and Peace. War and peace, peace and war, different but the same. War and peace, peace and war. Without one, the other has no name. Violence, pain, terror, deeply enraged. Mindful, serene, calm, roasting sage. Standing for what one feels is right, fires of all kind burn through the night. Candles or bushes, all set aglow. Orange, yellow, gold, red smoke to show. Screams and shrieks, yelling in pain, killing the flame, relaxing rain. Salty tears flow from the eyes and the sky. Dark and gray, frightened clouds fly by. Marches, protests, unions grow. Together we stand, raised hands to show. Without one, there is no other. In each way, like a mother. Peace and war, war and peace. Why is either there? Peace and war, war and peace. Is either truly fair?
Wow, that was amazing. Thank you.
Thank you. The second one is called Layers. Do I joke to try and cope? Do I do it to seem fine? Do I laugh to help time pass when I feel I've lost my mind? Do I smile, if only for a while, because I doubt I'll heal? As I try not to cry, inside my soul's onions peel. I do this for me. I try not to be that person who weeps when alone. It may sound bizarre, except to those who by far have done it when sitting at home. I hate the fact that I actually lack the strength to let it all out, to show others my true colors, for I fear what they'll think about. I try to make light of the fight I'm battling every day. I wish I were so much stronger, like the person I portray.
Like the person I portray. Wow. It's absolutely beautiful, Jaden. Thank you for coming and sharing your poetry with us tonight. And for making your Deadpan Dope debut. And like I said, Jaden is also with Christopher Moore, myself, Marissa Prada, and 50 other brave LGBTQ artists around the globe of Out Loud, an LGBTQ literary art anthology. We're really proud of this work and so happy many of our contributors are here tonight. And also, I do want to acknowledge this week, one of our contributors, Donna Snyder, did pass away this week after her battle with cancer. So Donna, we missed you. Your memory is a blessing. We're thrilled we could include you in this anthology. And thank you for everything you've done for the LGBTQ community, our artist community, for Tumblewords for the past 7 years in the El Paso community. Your memory is a blessing. So thank you, Jaden and Christopher, Marissa, and everyone. Jaden, is there anything you'd like to promote, plug, share with the group?
Right now, not really. I'm working on a book of poetry, thinking about calling it But You Don't Look Sick. So yeah, I'm still working on it. I got to send it to Marissa, just kind of anxious about it.
Hey, no, I think that's awesome. Definitely send it to Marissa. We love Red or Green Books here. And yeah, and you know, it is hard when you put your book baby out there, but know that it'll be in good hands with Red or Green Books and Marissa, and she's a great partner to do that with. So congratulations on that. Keep working on it, and I look forward to reading it when it's ready.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, absolutely. An urban cowboy poet who's a part of the Fierce 15 and Rotary Books just entered the room. Good to see you, Greg, if you want to read. Oh, yep, there's his book. I have it with me too. So get a copy of his book, and I'll add Greg to the list, and we'll hear from him later. And that is a dope title. Jade and Jockey wrote that in the chat. That is a dope title. All right, we're gonna keep, our community keeps growing here on this Tuesday. I'm so happy about it. So on deck, we got Shocky G. I promise I won't eat any Kit Kats tonight, Shocky, I promise. But coming up to the mic now, she's new here to Word is Right and Deadpan Dope making her debut as well. And I think she's gonna do some stand-up for us, which we don't always have here at Deadpan Dope, but we need to laugh, right? We need to laugh and get that out of our systems. So please give a warm welcome to our new friend, PJ Bent.
Hi, everybody. First, I'd like to thank Deadpan Lizzie for having me. This is an awesome room. And thank you, Jaden, for telling me about it. I'm so happy to be here. I started off as a poet. And when a line in my poetry got a laugh, I kind of got addicted and was like, ooh, I gotta try the jokes. So my name is PJ Bent. The Bent is short for Bentley, but I drive a Toyota. My parents were gonna name me Mercedes Porsche Bentley, but they didn't want me to be a stripper, which I think is fitting because I have the body of like a bank teller, you know, just like real soft around all of the edges. I my day job, I work for a credit union, and sometimes to spell the person's name, you have to like give examples of it with the letter. So you'd be like, A is for alpha, L is for lemon. Well, my dumbass blurts out, P is for penis. And suddenly I'm just on the phone, like, what the hell do I say? So I have to like quickly double back and be like, I'm sorry that, sir, I'm a stand-up comedian and sometimes my words just get away from me. And he was like, it's all right. I'm sitting here with my dick out anyway. And I was like, Mr. Sanderson, that is too much information. That is too much information. So I'm a comedian. I'm a disabled comedian. I have a cane. Her name is Abel. Sometimes that joke kills. I'll let that one sink in. Yeah.
I appreciated it.
Okay. Thank you. So I have chronic pain. Had it for like almost 2 decades now. So we're just like in it. I'm just in it. And but I was also recently diagnosed with a mental illness, and it turns out that all of the symptoms that I just thought were because I was a Gemini were actually bipolar disorder. So for the longest time, I'm just walking around my life thinking, oh yeah, I just talk really fast because I was born in June. And I just spent all the money on my credit card on weed in a hotel. But really, I'm bipolar. So the last time I was in the hospital, they were like, so why are you here? And I just looked at him and I was like, I heard you give away free socks. Yeah. When I was there, they had this TV that would just play Clueless on repeat, which ironically just described the staff there, was like pretty clueless.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, so I'll get dirty with this one just to wrap it up. This is one of my favorites though. So I live with my grandma, and she and I have this routine of slathering each other with Bengay. It's our nightly ritual. It's the most action I've had in months. So I don't get a lot of action at home living with my grandma. But I was in the shower masturbating with the detachable shower head, which is the poor man's vibrator. And I come down from the shower and I'm feeling all fresh and clean. I'm feeling an inch taller, like I really got in there. And she goes to me, PJ, were you just throwing up in the shower? And that's when I realized I sound like I'm throwing up when I come. All right, you guys have been an amazing audience. I can't wait to listen to everything that everyone else has to share. Thanks again, Lizzie, for having me. And this has been fun.
Please give it up for PJ, everyone. That was an amazing set. That was our debut stand-up comedian here at Deadpan Dope. Please come back. We hope we hear from you in round 2 again. No, that was really great. I've been trying to do a little stand-up myself before I perform my poetry, and it's hard. It's certainly a very hard and challenging form of art, so I always appreciate it. Thank you so much for being here. Do you have anything coming up you'd like to share, or social media handles you'd like to share with anyone?
You can find me at Slightly Bent on Instagram or Twitter. So PJ is a stage name. My other name is Tori. So people are like, are you Tori? Are you PJ? But Bentley is my real last name. So you can find me at Slightly Bent, and I'm either under PJ or Tori. Would love to connect.
Yeah, definitely give them a follow on IG. Slightly Bent. Feel free to type in the chat here on Facebook. Where our social media pages. Thank you for joining our community. If my brother Nick P was here, who is a host here at Words, I could say one of us means you messed up and you have to come back every other Tuesday and spit your fire. That was amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. And she's not wrong. That is the poor man's vibrator. So there you go. There you go. Yeah, put the kitties to bed. That's not a show for kitties. All right. Thank you so much, PJ. We look forward to hearing from you later this evening. All right. So on deck, we got Jeff Taylor, but coming up to the mic now, please welcome one of our new hosts here at Word is Right. Their show Out Loud, which is a podcast I'll be hosting once a month with Jacob R. Moses, which is based on the Out Loud anthology. I debuted and they did a fabulous job. I'm so proud of her and I'm excited to see how the series continues. So please welcome my friend and fellow producer, Shaki G.
Hey, I'm sorry how it worked out, because I'm not funny. So, you got me following her. I mean, my life is a joke, but that's about it. But I'm going to do 2 poems. The first one is called Weeds. I did this in a Right About Now workshop. I looked out over a garden of dandelions, like wild little sunflowers, said, "This is beautiful." They would say, "Girl, those are weeds. You have to dig them from your garden, use pesticides so they won't grow back." And there I was on hands and knees, tearing away the best parts of me, replacing it with toxins, hoping to grow something more beautiful. They wanted roses, but they didn't want the thorns, each drop of blood, another reason I shouldn't love myself. Like this garden of a body could never be beauty until it has been dragged, drugged, and drowned. My mother was a cactus, so I've always thought my roots deserve less than this world would offer. Wish I had learned to listen to the rain and learn to bloom acceptance. The second one is a piece in progress. It's being worked on. It's called Hunger. It is about the strikes in Alabama. Currently, the Alabama prison system, the prisoners are on strike. If you didn't know, Alabama still has chain gangs, so they do force them to work. And because they are on strike, they are refusing to feed them, so they only get about 1,000 calories per day. So this is called Hunger. Modern day slaves. They build until their fingers bleed. They use the wood that used to grow strange fruit to make furniture sold by the state at discount. Their meals determined by the yield of their work. Private owned prisons traded on Wall Street like black bodies. I see no difference. The hood yells, "Free whoever," and I'm reminded how families are broken apart. It's not that we don't think we should be held accountable for our actions. It's just accountability is a two-way street. And it's been detoured through abuse of power alley for too long. Cannot blame us for not knowing what justice looks like if you have never shown us any. It seems they either kill us like roadkill or place us in pens only to be pulled for labor. Are we not America's livestock? Do they not farm us to feed their pockets but leave us hungry, chained, and broken? America, the home of the free, but only for the few that aren't you and aren't me.
Shockey's words like just cut into my soul every time I hear her read. She's an absolutely brilliant writer and poet. Thank you for all the work you do and all the contributions you make to our community. Very powerful pieces tonight.
Thank you. And on Friday, if you guys are free, I know Jeff Taylor won't be, and I'm sorry, but I will be doing an interview with it's called Tesoro Aperitif Interview. It'll be on Zoom. If you follow me on any of my social media, the link will be there. So if you can come support, that would be nice. And you can still make it for Garage Poets after.
Yes, go support Garage Poets, go support Shockey. I believe that's run by Stacey Dyson, Testoro, right, Shockey?
Yes.
Yep, so go support all those people. They're very important members of our community. And Shockey, you can change your Zoom name to your social media handle or drop in the chat and let folks know where they can find you, and I'm sure we'll hear more from Shakti later this evening. Thank you so much. All right. Well, she kind of just gave the introduction. So on deck, we got Black Silver. But now, welcome to the mic. He is one of the hosts of Garage Poets. This is one of our brother organizations here. He is a brilliant poet from Massachusetts. I don't know if it's Jeff Taylor or Jeff Jr. I don't know which box is going to appear, but I'm curious. So please welcome to the mic my friend and fellow poet, Jeff Taylor. No, it's Jeff Taylor, not Jeff Jr.
Yeah, I think that Jeff Jr. is Marissa.
Oh,
That's what the LOL I think is.
okay, there you go.
But I'm actually not able to go right now. Can I had typed in the chat, but you must not have saw it. I'm sorry.
Oh, I just saw it now. Yeah, no problem. Well, if Jeff Jr. is ready, would Jeff Jr. like to go?
Thank you.
No worries, Jeff. All right. Well, none of the Jeffs are going to read right now. So we'll go back to the Jeffs in a minute. But right now, please welcome to the mic. Happy to have him back. And he's featuring, as Chris Moore said, on more poetry next week, Black Silver.
Hey, can you see me? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, good to see you. Good to hear you, brother.
All right, right on, right on. Okay, so I have a poem. It's called I Am Chaos. I Am Chaos. So I'm gonna get right into it. This heaven will pass away. You will not remain the same. Change is the cross that we must bear. Begging for change, next day money reigns. For many who are last will become first and will become the same. Can't complain. Christ bless me in the little ways, so big problems are forgotten. No weapon forged against me shall prosper. Righteousness will reveal your power. Your sincerity is real money. I'm momentarily, monetarily deficient, but I'm on a spiritual mission. My sincerity is my redemption. Gotta change, I can't stay the same. Who I am now is not who I was yesterday. Like water, I evaporate. Then I reign, chaos reigns supreme, coping with the pain of unrealized dreams, apologizing to 14-year-old me for not doing that thing. But it's too late for that. Can't live in the past. Perhaps we'll pass at the crossroads and your story will be told. Until then, remember, it gets better. I will gift you hidden treasure beyond pain and pleasure. We will forget to remember. Order, chaos, order, chaos. Don't forget the order of operations. Truth comes first, and you can't lie to yourself. To change the world, it first starts within. When a man sins, it's usually the same sin. All you have to do is break the pattern. For redemption, you must become chaos. And that's all I got.
And it was impactful. Damn. Good to hear you. Thank you for coming. Always love hearing your work.
Lizzie, if I can just say something,
Absolutely.
if you are not moved by this man's poetry, you have no soul. Because every time I hear him, his poetry makes me move so much inside.
Absolutely. He's an incredibly powerful poet. He's absolutely brilliant. I'm so glad I've gotten to know you and you come and you share your art with us. Also, in addition to his incredible poetry, he has a beautiful jewelry line. So he'll let you know where you can find him online, but please check out his jewelry line. It's wonderful.
I'll plug my IG in the chat. That's how I interact with the world, so I'll have that there.
Absolutely. So give him a follow, check out his jewelry, check out his poetry. He'll be featuring here on The Word Is Right more poetry next Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Get there if you can to hear more. And I'm sure we'll hear more from him later this evening. Good to see you as always. Happy we have you in our space. Such fire tonight. I'm so happy. All right. So on deck, we got Arliana. I might be pronouncing that incorrectly, so please correct me when you come to my camera.
Arlena.
Arlena, I apologize. Thank you for correcting me, Arlena. Thank you, because our name is our first home, so we got to make sure that we are pronouncing each other's pronouns and names correctly. Arlena, thank you. But please welcome to the mic now. Happy to have her with us tonight. A great poet in our community. Please welcome Marianne Peterson.
Okay, I'm going to do a song first. And this is called I'm Singing the Loving Much Blues. I wrote it in 2012, February. I am singing the loving mother's blues. I keep finding it up to now. It's been no use. I'm sad and upset that it continues. Only no one's listened to the truth. It is sad when abuse is allowed to continue. I get angry when the victims are the ones accused. We aren't faceless, we aren't worthless, we aren't nameless. I'm singing the loving mother's blues. I keep finding it up to now, it's been no use. I'm sad and upset that it continues. Only no one's listened to the truth. We aren't voiceless, we have rights too. We who are here are survivors. We are worthy of being treated better. We will not be ignored. We will keep fighting. I'm singing the loving mother's blues. I keep finding it up to now. It's been no use. I'm sad and upset that it continues. Why no one's listened to the truth. With that, then the poem I'm gonna read is called Cupid's Arrow. It's based on Impromptu's Prompt Bullseye. And I wrote this October 1st. Cupid's arrow hit a bullseye when we first met. It kept hitting directly on us as we started to date each other. It keeps hitting a bullseye to this day, even years later from when we met. I will love you forever.
Is that, give it up for Miss Straight No Chaser, Marianne Peterson, y'all. Always good to hear you, Marianne. Thank you.
Yep, thanks.
For all your contributions to the art and our poetry community. I know you got a lot of books out. Anything you want to plug?
I have a SoundCloud for my music, Rich Mary 1, WRITMARY. It's #1, all letters, no spaces. And I have 8 books available on Amazon. Life 1, Life 2, Love and Lust 1, and 41 is 46. You have to be 18 now to protect adult content. Another one, Obsession, Murder, shows you have to be 18 now to protect the violence and some stories.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, so glad you got that body of work out there. Give her a
Yep.
follow, check out her books, and I'm sure we'll hear more for her music and her storytelling later tonight. Thank you so much for joining us, Marianne. Always a pleasure to have you in our space. All right. On deck, we got Urban Cowboy Poet, but please welcome to the mic now. I think she's also making, they're also making their Deadpan Dope debut. Please welcome Arlena Ash.
Hi, I have a couple I want to read. They're on my phone, so hopefully you'll be able to still see me.
No worries. We got you.
Can you see me?
We can see you.
Okay, I guess Zoom changed the way they do things. Okay, this one is called Before and After. 1, a brick wall. I can't write, can't create. I'm not myself. Numb, I'm in shock. What was said still rings in my ears, loudly, louder than my thoughts. Everything is divided into before and after. You said your trauma is my fault. I can't defend myself from your accusations because I'm in crisis. I listen, I think you're right and tearfully promise to do better. I know you won't believe me, but it goes on and on. How terrible a friend I am to you. You never respect my boundaries, you say, and it's always you. I say I hear you, that I had no idea. Even thank you for bringing it to my attention. But I ask, can we table this until I'm not in crisis? I don't remember your answer, but now you're telling me what to say when I call 911. Go to the hospital. You don't get to dictate your care. That's still echoing in my mind. What did you even mean by that? I'm not allowed to advocate for myself. Behind hospital walls, supposedly safe. Separation lets me think and my emotions turn to anger. I'm autistic, but talk about time and place. Did you think that was tough love? No. You kicked me when I was down. I text you when they let us have our phones, trying to figure out if I'd misheard you due to paranoia, but that was wishful thinking. You say you don't remember most of it, but I can't forget. 2, losing a friendship hurts worse than a breakup. No one seems to take it seriously. There are almost no songs to make a playlist to cry to, because our society doesn't value relationships that aren't about sex. I did get an acknowledgement that you'd lost my trust, and you'd understand if it was a deal breaker. I wasn't ready to make that decision then, but a few days later, I unfriended you. It's what I had to do. It hurts to see our friends act like nothing's changed, but I won't tell them not to be friends with you. That's what you'd expect, so I just hurt. Call the crisis line. I never had a group of friends before. Next time I see you, I'll try to act like nothing's wrong, talk to everyone else in the room, feeling lonely in a crowd once again. And then my second one is, hold on. This is called Broken. The globe of my kitchen ceiling light fell out and broke while I was loosening the screws to change the light bulbs. It slipped out and fell in slow motion while I could only watch helplessly and shattered on the floor. I climbed unsteadily down from the step ladder and had to sit in my glider and decompress before I cleaned up the pieces. You said changing the bulb was my responsibility. Didn't acknowledge how difficult it was for me. You said you learned to do things like that for yourself because you had to, but you're not neurodivergent. You don't have executive dysfunction. Your fine motor skills aren't clumsy like mine. I called my landlord. When she came to measure the light fixture to get a replacement, I told her how hard it was for me. I'd taken it off to replace the bulb to replace the bulb or remove dead insects that collect inside. But this time it was a disaster, and it's always stressful for me. She said she'd change it for me next time. I should just let her know. So what do you think about that? That I'm spoiled like you said I was when I called Lyft when the light was out at the part of the depot where I had to catch a bus home? I know you're just as hard on yourself. I've seen you pull your heater out of the floor grate to light the pilot instead of calling maintenance. But that's your choice and your learned behavior. You shouldn't force others to do that too, or think less of me when I tell you I can't. I picked up the pieces of the broken light globe with a handheld broom and dustpan like they were pieces of my heart. Thank you.
And give it up for her debut on Deadpan Dope, Arlena. Welcome to our community. Thank you for joining. Thank you for sharing your brave pieces with us. As I said at the beginning of the show, this is a brave space in addition to a safe space. So thank you for joining us. It was a pleasure to meet you the other day at Out Loud. We did get to meet the other day. So thank you for joining us. I hope you share more with us in the future and later this evening. You know, you're one of us now. Jaden, I forgot to do that after you read too, but you're one of us. We keep growing our community. We are a diverse community here. So thank you. Do you have anything coming up you'd like to promote, share, social media handles?
My Facebook, my Instagram is Radbird Creations. I'll put that in the chat. I was thinking while I was while all this reading has been going on, I recently made a small zine of some of my poetry and some of my artwork because I do visual art. I had it for sale locally for like $5 a copy. And if anyone would like a copy, I guess, well, I would have to probably charge just as much for shipping. But, or actually maybe not, maybe I could put it in an envelope. I just have to see if I can find an envelope the right size. But Yeah.
medium mail is pretty cheap. A lot of us do medium mail, and it's very cost effective here in the United States.
I
So,
guess
yeah.
if I don't know, I would have to fold it to get it into like a document. Like envelope. I don't know, maybe at the community art center I go to, they might have some envelopes that would fit it. And then it would only be the cost of a postage stamp. So I guess I would only charge like I don't know, like $1 or something to mail it to people. Anyway, it's called what's it called? Oh, I got all the things in me.
Very
And it
nice.
has some visual art and has some poetry in it. And yeah, it's the closest I've come to like having a chat book or anything. So I'll put my link in the chat, and people can contact me if they're interested in it.
Well, that's awesome. I mean, zines are a very important part of our art community. So congratulations on the zine. I'm very excited for you. And like she said, follow her on her social media handles if you're interested in purchasing it. I'm sure Marissa could actually talk to you about how to ship. Marissa is kind of an expert in how that works here in the United States. So if you want to send Marissa, our executive producer here, Dion, I'm sure she'd be happy to talk to you about media mail and the most
Okay.
cost-effective way to ship people your zines that would like to buy it from you. So congratulations on that. I mean, zines are, like I said, a very important part of art. The first thing I was ever published in was a zine. So keep putting those zines out, keep putting those chapbooks out, and all the art we do and producing it. So thank you for being here and sharing with us tonight. We look forward to hearing more from you this evening. All
Thanks.
right. Yeah, absolutely. All right. So on deck, we got Jeff, not Jeff Jr., but we got Jeff Taylor. But up to the mic now, he is part of the Fierce 15. Anyone else here? Not going to a little bit of an echo. Maybe it's just me. Yep. All right. So coming up to the mic now, he is one of the Fierce 15 debut poets. I got his book right here from the New York City Poetry Festival. I got to meet him. It's a great book. Shane Maynard did the cover art for it. And he's just a wonderful, joyful person. So happy I got to meet him in person finally after all this time. So please welcome to the mic our favorite urban cowboy poet, Greg Michaels.
Hi, thank you. I enjoyed PG Bent's set. I'm the opposite of her. I started as a stand-up comic in San Francisco in the 80s, and now I'm a poet, at least for this book. I'm not sure what I'm going to do next, but and I also all the time I wrote song parodies, and PJ Bent intercepts. She said the line "For the Longest Time," which is a song Billy Joel wrote, performed when he was in his 30s. He's as old as I am. He should know by now. No man in his 30s could have the slightest concept of the longest time. So I wrote my version for the same man singing to the same woman 50 or 60 years later. Whoa, 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 for the longest time. Whoa, whoa, for the longest. If you said goodbye to me today, I might say, who are you anyway? But what can I do? Sometimes I forget my name too. I've not been all there for the longest time. I get lost on walks that I go on. Maybe you'll be sorry when I'm gone. I get weird glances. I forget to zip my pantses. I haven't zipped them for the longest time. Whoa, whoa, for the longest time. Whoa, whoa, for the longest. Stop the voice I'm hearing in my head. It's a miracle that I'm not dead. Oh, how I need you. I hope you've needed me too. I've not been all there for the longest time. Maybe I won't last very long. I think I'm all right, but I could be wrong. Maybe I shouldn't be driving my car, but I've come this far, and that's more than I hoped for. Once I wished my impotence was gone. With Viagra, happiness goes on. Before the blue pill, I tried to make it work with sheer will. That hasn't happened for the longest time. Keeping me alive is an art. An implant device holds on to my heart. I know you're the woman that I wed when I take my meds, and that's all I can hope for. I don't care for all the gifts you bring. I feel like a fool when I lose things. My memory's so bad, but I will always know that we have loved each other for the longest time. Whoa, whoa, for the longest time. Whoa, whoa, for the long. Thank you very much.
Yeah, give it up for you, CP and Billy Joel. Always love hearing you, Greg. And get
Yeah.
his book.
So, I'm a singer too, and as some of you know, I'm in a singing family, and I'm coming to New York to Carnegie Hall with two of my sisters in the Oberlin Musical Union with the Oberlin Conservatory Orchestra and Choir in January. I'll have ticket information later. January 20th, Carnegie Hall.
Yes, coming back to New York City, we will definitely come support you, Greg. Let us know where we can get tickets. You're new, your community will definitely come and support you. Congratulations on that. And the book, of course, by his amazing book, Here's 15. Very proud to be a part of this launch with him and the 13 other.
Yeah, $15, $5 shipping. I'll put that in the chat.
There you go. Makes it easy for you, right? All right. Well, thank you, Greg. Well, I'm sure we'll hear more from you. Yes, stepping the beanie to you later this evening. All right. Well, on deck, we got Marissa Prada, who's our executive producer here. But please welcome to the mic now. I was praising him earlier. He is the host and producer of Garage Poets, our brother organization, every Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. With Ethan Mackler. We miss you, Ethan, by the way, if you're watching. We miss you in your base at Deadpan Dope. He is a poet and artist in Massachusetts, so please welcome my friend Jeff Taylor.
Woohoo, Jeff Taylor!
And I guess that's the Jeff Jr. voice.
I feel like the Beatles. I'm like John Lennon. But
I
I'm
think
not
you're
the
cooler
one
than
playing
John Lennon.
Carnegie Hall. Urban Cowboy Poets playing Carnegie Hall. Congratulations to you, man. That is awesome. I'm like so happy to hear that. That's wonderful. It couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. It's like one of those big checklist moments.
What are you referring to?
You go to Carnegie Hall, singing at Carnegie Hall. That is amazing. I cannot. I'm like so. I'm very happy for you. That's really cool.
Yeah, I joined for this one season to do that. My sisters have been in it for years, but I jumped at the chance to join.
I don't blame you. Yeah, I don't blame you. That's really cool. Yeah, so I hope people can join me Friday nights. Like Deadpan was saying, I get open mic on Friday nights, the Garage Poets. 8 p.m. Eastern time. I can drop all the info for that in the chat. The Garage Poets, you can just search on all the usual places and you'll find us. But I get a poem here called Water Dance. A maybe 12-year-old girl, hair meticulously twisted, watches me dance with my carriage while her mother loads their items onto the conveyor. When I get to the part of my routine where I'm swinging a jug of water over my head, the girl asks, "Are you gonna drink that whole gallon?" "Not all in one sip," I said, thinking I was clever. The girl replied, "My uncle can drink an entire gallon in one sip. I've seen him. My uncle told me white people love Donald Trump. Do you love Donald Trump? Did you vote for him?" I said, "No, I can't stand that stale Cheeto. But your uncle isn't wrong. Just, I'm a socialist." When the card reader chirps a chip malfunction, the cashier chides the girl's mother, "You can put some of those ice creams back if you need to." The girl's mother taps her phone to the card reader. Mobile pays for their groceries before taking her daughter under her arm. When I got home, I stood on my back porch, listening to the radio as the results came in, challenging myself under the moonlight to drink the entire gallon of water in one sip. I didn't make it halfway before I heaved all over myself. That's Water Dance. Yeah, join us Friday night. I'm just going to do the one. I loved hearing everybody's poems. So I hope you can bring those to the Garage Poets on Friday. Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. Always, that was a beautiful poem, Jeff. Thank you for sharing. I love the title, Water Dance. Yes, please check out his platform, Garage Poets. It's a fun vibe. It's a fun platform. One, it's not mandatory for me to be gay on a Friday or Saturday night. I do trickle in to Garage Poets, but sometimes it's required by gay law. I have to go be gay and very queer on the weekend. But please go support them in our community. And anything else you want to promote, Jeff, in the meantime? No, all set? All right, we'll go check out Garage Poets. I'm sure we'll hear more from Jeff later this evening. I also love Jeff. We're all in a group chat together where he's writing. Jeff makes me laugh throughout the day. His little jokes we have going on in our Facebook chat. So I always appreciate that. And we can't really see each other more than the reactions and like the LOLs, but it does make me smile. So does Shocky. Shocky makes me laugh too. So I appreciate our group chat. All right. All right. So before we go back to top of our list, we're gonna round out round one, which has been a fire round, by the way. So happy everyone's here and present. Our community's growing. We have a lot of new faces in the community, which I'm really excited about. So this is the boss lady, our executive producer, the publisher, writer. She's the reason I get to run my mouth tonight. She, for some reason, likes my writing. She keeps publishing my books. She likes publishing my books and my runny mouth. So please welcome from Albuquerque, New Mexico, where the New Mexico Poetry Summit is going to be in person next June. I'm going to keep saying she's the boss lady. Briss is the boss. You're the boss lady. Right? New Jersey, New Mexico.
Very close.
Exactly.
Very close. We're only a letter apart. It's fine.
Yeah. So please welcome Jeff Jr., also known as Marissa Prada.
And the Jeff Jr. thing came about when I subbed for Jeff at Garage Poets, and I just put Jeff Jr. because everyone is looking for Jeff. So that's how that came about. Anyways, all right, so some new shit for you tonight. Yes, if you are interested in coming to New Mexico, the first weekend of June 2nd to the 4th, right here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, is the New Mexico Poetry Summit. We have that Friday night is going to be an open mic, a live in-person open mic, and a meet and greet mixer. And then Saturday all day, we have featured readers. We have a headliner who I'm hoping to get our state poet laureate. We'll close that hopefully and get her in here. And we have workshops as well. So a lot of opportunity on Saturday to do stuff. Then we have a team dinner Saturday night, and Sunday is fun stuff if you want to go, and I'll be leading a workshop down by the Bosque, down by the river. All right, so yeah, you got to come to New Mexico, bottom line. This is some new shit, brand spanking new. It's titled Same Old Shit. I chose you. I chose you every day until tomorrow was a green plastic bag you quickly deserted on my doorstep, filled with all the things I left at your place, while there is nothing here of you to miss. I loved you. I loved you every day until tomorrow became proof that you were no different, followed by flowing relief about where the end was. No more waiting, wondering when it would all be over, when you would leave, not if, since you were not built to walk by my side in this life. I chose not to cry. I chose not to cry since you've been gone, since it is insanity to do the same thing over and over and expect things to be any different at the finish line. So you left. All men leave. It doesn't make you special. It makes you mundane. It makes you uninteresting. It makes you unworthy of my grief. I chose not to be angry at your absence because you were simply a guest in my life with the stay power of summertime, and I no longer have to guess when you will check out. I put a gone fishing sign on my front door as my focus shifts from distraction to revolution to creating opportunities for those who know what love is, what loyalty is, who are afraid but do it anyway. That is where I hang my hat, where I sleep for the night. For I am a woman who has healed harder. You cannot break my broken bits any more than they already are. You do not have the power to pain me, to punish me, to push me back to innocence, ignorance. So no, I do not feel angry. I do not feel sad. I do not feel a great many things about you. I do not deliberate your deliberate decision because you were a square peg and I knew you would not stay.
And some powerful new shit. Thank you for sharing it with us. Thank you for always putting your heart up there. No, it's not easy. It's not easy. Speaking of that, her next book, Butterflies and Lies. I got, yep, there it is. I got him. She signed the whole thing with a Pride bookmark.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a beautiful book. I just started it because I just finished Shane's book. I told you I finished Shane's book. I'd jump on your book.
Great book. Like, I love saying that, but I hate saying it, but I love saying it. Like, I love this book. Some of my favorite work is in that book. And I'm not redoing it. There's only 100 copies, and I'm not ordering another set because you cannot commemorate the. I cannot, in good conscience, continue to publish work with such pain that came from such pain like that, but I'm really glad I did. It's cathartically healing, and I can work on other stuff. So,
and that's how I feel about Kunda Beanie, because Kunda Beanie came out of a nervous breakdown. That I'm like, whoever gets
different though. I mean, it's changed a lot of things for a lot of people. I mean, you completely created a different poetry style.
Yeah.
You gotta have lots of those copies going around.
Yeah, we'll do more copies. I only have a couple left, y'all, of the original 80 author copies. So if you want to pre-order them, we'll get that in there. But also there's Panku's and other books coming out, so you can learn the form there. But yeah, no, but this is a beautiful book. Marissa and I both went through a lot this year.
We did go through a lot this year, right?
We did at the same time.
That book in the round too.
We went through at the same time.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, around the same time we were both dealing with drama.
Massive disappointment in the romance drama department.
Yeah.
Marissa's middle name is Drama.
Mine?
But
fuck
I
no.
saw what
I squashed it immediately. That's why I don't have to drama.
But I wanted to say, I saw what you did there with that poem, because you wrote another poem a couple weeks ago that started out, I Chose You, and it was a happy poem. And then you wrote this one, and it was a not happy poem.
And I'm actually working on a few more poems about this person, because I was teaching my water aerobics class tonight, and sometimes my brain wanders when I'm doing stuff. And I was thinking
Publisher,
about
poet, water aerobics instructor.
what if I ever saw him with a woman, right? How would I feel? But I would feel happy for him. Like, I would want him to be happy. I would feel sad it wasn't me, but I would feel like I was lucky for a little while. You know, like I didn't get lucky in my life, but I was lucky for a little while. And so I'm working on this, lucky for a little while kind of piece. Because I say, a gratitude, that he was in my life. 'Cause I do, I say, a gratitude, that he was in my life. 'Cause I do, I say, a gratitude, that he was in my life. 'Cause I do, I say, a gratitude, that he was in my life. 'Cause I do, I say, a gratitude, that he was in my life. 'Cause I do, I say, a gratitude, that he was in my life. 'Cause I do, I say, a gratitude, that he was in my life. 'Cause I do, I say, a gratitude, that he was in my life. 'Cause I do, I say, a gratitude, that he was in my life. 'Cause I do, I say, a gratitude, that he was in my life. 'Cause I do, I say, a gratitude, that he was in my life. 'Cause I do, I say, a gratitude, that he was in my life. 'Cause I do, I say, a gratitude, that he was in my life. 'Cause I do, I say, a gratitude, that he was in my life. 'Cause I do, I say, a gratitude, that he was in my life. 'Cause I do, I say, a gratitude, that I feel really sad. I think like maybe we met. I used to joke with him. I used to say, I wish I would have met you 20 years ago. That I could have had you for 20 years in the last 20 years of my life. But we were in such bad places, like we would have never chose each other 20 years ago. And I keep thinking like, I think we still met too early. Like, I think we need 5 or 10 more years and then we try again. So I'm working on that one too. Sometimes timing's a motherfucker.
It took me a minute with dedication too. I was reading, I'm like, oh, I get it. No.
Oh yeah. Don't you love that? It's so cryptic. Only so many people.
Well, I read it and I'm like, huh? And then I was going through the alphabet and I'm like thinking, because you never, when you and I talk about this person, you don't actually refer to this person using that first letter of that chosen name for themselves and use a different letter. And so I went through, I'm like, oh, and like it was brilliant when I figured it out. So yeah. So
dedication.
What'd you say?
I thought it was a really great dedication.
No, it is. It's brilliant. It took me a minute to like figure it out because you don't use that letter for that person hardly ever. So
No,
you
but
use a different letter.
I'm gonna save that motherfucker a copy of this book one day. I'm gonna give it to him. It'll be great.
As we lovingly refer to him as Fucknut.
Fucknut. I'm gonna save a copy for Fucknut. Yeah.
Fucknut. Yeah. Because one of our friends, I won't say who made that up, but one of our brilliant friends made that up at the New York City Poetry Festival and calls who this book is dedicated to Fucknut. So, buy her book, Butterflies and Lies. It's a really beautiful book. Also get her book, Conversations with Grief. Marissa's amazing. She does words right. She has her evergreen books. She teaches water aerobics. She's a full-time mom. She pulled me out of a nervous breakdown. So there you go. Yeah. So yeah. All right. And give her a follow, Proud of Painting Poetry, and all the other platforms. And we'll hear more from Marissa later this evening. But right now, we're going to go back to the top of this list. We'll do a round two before we close out. So on deck, we got Messiah Pain. But coming back to the mic now is Christopher Moore.
Okay, let's see if I can find another poem. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm good for tonight. I think I'm gonna read another one.
Okay, no worries. Just happy you're here, Chris. Thank you for sharing with us earlier. So on deck, we'll have Jaden again. Also, if anyone doesn't want to read again, I dropped your name in the chat for round two. Just let me know, and I'm happy to take you off the list. No one is forced to perform here twice or at all, for that matter. Just happy you're present, and we're all connoisseurs of poetry and art, right? So that's why we're here, just supporting our art. So Jaden, if you do want to read again, you're on deck, and I saw George camera on, so he's going to read. Please welcome back Messiah Pain.
Okay. PJ, I loved your set, by the way. It was really funny. So I'm gonna read another poem. It's called Valentine. I become an inundation of serenity from the reposeful vivacity that cascades explosively from etheric limitlessness preordained of your very self. Uniquely true. You will be with me without the imprisoning imputation of fate, dispelling the callousness of a formed transience. We once implored time come and gone within our many lives as karmic bonds dictated. Now the fateful line's redress has been trespassed, and we'll be together at the absorptive finality of fatelessness, where we throw off our terrestrial causation for the final time and meet again, exalted, bonded, yet in the relief of our essential being's synergetic fetter. Back into the tides and into the depths, we emerge a tranquil vacuity, empty of life's ignominy, approaching each other's indefectible wholeness, making complete the virtues that endow destiny in our imperishable reflection of each other, What you see in me, thus you, is love's ageless tessellation. What I see in you, thus in me, is the universe's exact approximation of beauty. The lasting touch of our original union, tacitly touching beyond life as ephemeral pelagic, meeting an endless sea of strange, untamed universes. With clarity, we abundantly abide the lucid path where we intersperse, searching the timeless life of beatific integration in mysterious absolution through each other. As life moves in and out, as in a wave in an ocean, we will return for each other in every restorative accumulation of time, forming a perpetual whole, resting in the dissolve of illusory being. Beheld to annihilate truth in the force of each other's revealed selves, like newborn stars in empty space, where we are formed as we have made an incorruptible aesthetic of authentic being. A view that your soul elucidates the love and solitary affection you held for me from the first moment we began, as embryonic in the preponderant force of timelessness, not yet touching life, but recognizing in each other the indissoluble beauty of love's indefensible admission. Thank you.
Yes, Messiah Payne. Such a brilliant poet, and a brilliant person. I'm so happy he's joined our community. I get to see him in person this week. I'm so happy to get to see him in person this weekend at our New Yo karaoke hybrid. So thank you for joining us tonight. And yeah, let the people know where they can find you online so that they can learn more about your poetry.
I'll put it in the chat.
Awesome. Yep, drop that in the chat. And then, yeah. All right, so on deck, I hope PJ will bring some more stand up for us. But please welcome back to the mic, Jaden.
Hey. So this one I wrote a while ago. It's called Denial File. Deep, deep down in the corner of my brain lies a little black box, and I know what it contains. The denial file, full of memories of my past. The memories that are in there are quite vast. Things that are painful and fill my eyes with tears. Memories that have shaped my personality over the years. Some documents in that file fill me with grief. The ones where I flip quickly through each page. Some memories I don't know if I truly need to store in there. Those are not the memories I find to be truly unfair. My childhood and adolescent years of age, trapped in a box like an animal in a cage. Maybe someday I'll open the box and sort through what lies within. But for right now, the box is to remain closed so my life can truly begin. Thank you.
Yes, Jaden's just bringing the fire tonight. So happy you joined us. Please give them a follow online. They can let you know where to find them on IG. And they are part of our beautiful anthology. So buy a copy of the anthology so you can read more of their work and the other contributors who were brave enough to be a part of this. So thank you, Jaden. And I'm so happy Jaden came about a friend because now we get to hear from PJ. So yeah, on deck, we got Shocky J, but please welcome back. And of course, you don't have to do stand-up, but we're happy you do bring stand-up. But any medium of artist here, welcome here, as you know. But please welcome back PJ Bent.
Okay, I'm going to share two quick things. One is a joke, but one is just a tiny little poem you guys have inspired me to read. Actually, I have it in my journal, so I don't have to go to Instagram. All right, so this is a short little verse, I guess, and then I'll tell a joke, and then I'll bow out. So there's no title for this yet. Tangled emotions of a different dimension. Can you hear the sound of music coming through the wires? I can hear a generation begging for a better world. So that was just based on a little prompt I got during a class today. And my joke is this. Oh, I had a good setup. Okay, so I own an Android phone, and I only trust people with Android phones. So that would be my dad, my drug dealer, and myself, the trifecta. That's all you gotta trust. At least one parent, your drug dealer, and yourself. That's all I got for tonight. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, that's funny. Give it up for PJ Bent. It was a beautiful poem. I'm so glad you felt inspired to share that in our space. And thank you for the comedy tonight. We always could use good laughs, and we hope you'll come back and bring the comedy and the poetry and any medium of art you'd like to share in a couple weeks. So thank you. I don't know, I'm an iPhone user, so I guess I can't be trusted.
It's
I
just
guess.
a joke. It's just a joke.
I know,
Love to
but
everybody.
I will say though that sometimes when I date women, I am occasionally weary when they don't have an Android. Or when they don't have an iPhone. I mean, like if they have an Android, I'm like, are we compatible? Like Hillary had an iPhone and Trump had an Android. So, but obviously people with Androids, there are people with Androids that are not horrible people, right? Just Trump. So yes. But thank you for the poetry. Thank you for the stand-up. Happy to have you in our space. All right. So on deck, we got Black Silver, and coming back up to the mic now, we got Chalky J.
All right. So this one is called The Science of Love. When you love someone, your body begins to surge with oxytocin and dopamine. This rush in hormones causes your eyes to dilate and your pupils become larger, as if you were in a darkened room. This is so you can grab as much light as possible. All of that to say, from the moment you see her, your body prepares to steal her shine. If she loves you back, your eyes become two black holes where light cannot escape, pulling towards each other stronger than Earth's gravity. That makes love one of the strongest forces in our solar system. Knowing all this, you still said you needed space, as if the universe we created was not enough. My heart broke. I could not get out of bed. My blanket felt like a ton of bricks. I prayed that one day I'd wake up and forget everything, asked to not be so weak. Never mind that the void sucked me in and spat me out, left me hung over in a sea of stars. That the light in you traveled thousands of years just for me to catch a glimpse. And now here I am, ready to do it all again, waiting for that big bang moment when I will meet her again. Our hearts, two moons, circling these planets, just hoping to pull the tide in our direction, to feel love's grip one more time.
Oh, that was beautiful, Chalky. Thank you.
Thank you.
Words are very poignant. Thank you for sharing that. Chalky will drop her IG in the chat. Check out her show every first Sunday with Jacob R. Moses of the month. It's the podcast that follows the anthology Out Loud. And they just had their first show this Sunday, so congratulations. Always good to hear you, Chalky. So thank you for being with us tonight. All right, we're gonna keep the list going. So on deck we got Marianne Peterson, and back up to the mic now we got Black Silver.
Hey. All right, so I got this poem. It's called Sabotage. It's about toxic masculinity. It's yeah. Like toxic masculinity is like a problem for like guys too, because like I've had this thing where I've had guys get up in my face just because I'm a guy too, like to see how tough I am. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, you know, it's kind of funny how that works out. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's called Sabotage. Here we go. I'm not pointing the finger, but I'm not taking the full blame either. Toxic masculinity has taken the feminine principle and has hidden her where none can find her. Now a barren land without her waters, true beauty has perished and has been replaced with advertisements occupying the past or the future, but never the present. If you ain't bleeding or sweating, then you ain't done nothing. Occultocracy has taken our birthright, prosperity, and buried it in the desert under shit, lies, and fluoride, keeping you occupied in the past or the future, but dare not the present. When will I get paid? The haunting question, like Hive Chai Forest. When will I get that new thing? The haunting question, like The Conjuring. By then, the ruling occultocracy has conjured another scheme to replace your dreams with their agenda. Compulsory schooling, compulsory working, compulsory entertainment. It's no wonder I never learned to think for myself till I was 29 and had time to myself. Saturn returns, it's boys against girls. Political propaganda has forged a sword and is waging war against the civilians. The Hegelian dialectic will make sure they win. Spoiler alert, it doesn't matter which side you pick. There's so much wisdom they left out in school. It's no wonder people acting like fools. Artificial chaos, the matriarchal parish, the ruling occultocracy has taken our birthright prosperity and buried it. We have been sold a car without keys. We have been sold a single shoe. We have been sold a boat with holes in the bottom. We have been sold a guitar without strings. They love the fruit and hate the tree. I'm not pointing the finger, but I'm not taking the full blame either. And that's that piece. That's what a B's like right there.
No, that was awesome. We need to certainly address that. Toxic masculinity is real. We need to get that
It's
out
real.
here. It is real. It sucks, and we need to make it go away and let men and little boys feel their emotion. All genders feel their emotions. Let us live our lives. So thank you for sharing that. Not being afraid to
Thank
share
you for
that.
listening. Thank you for listening.
If you stick around, Black Silver, do you want to close out with Beanie Blessings later?
Yes, I can do that. Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, great. I'll send you the PDF. Thank you. All right.
Okay.
Give him a follow on his
Are you
IG.
gonna message it to me or?
Yeah, I'll drop it in the chat
Okay.
to you. You'll see it. So give him a follow on his IG. Check out his poetry. Check out his
Yes.
jewelry line. He's got a great jewelry line.
I got
always good to have.
jewelry on my Instagram. I do like a little podcast on my on my IG, like little motivational stuff. And then I also have my poetry that I put on there. So it's like the poetry and the motivational stuff is free, but the jewelry, that stuff you got to pay for. So I got to strike a balance.
Absolutely, yeah. We're all multidisciplinary artists and people, and we got parallel careers like myself. So give him a follow, and we'll go back to him later this evening when we close out with Beanie Blessings. So thank you, Black Silver, and check him out when he features on More Poetry next week, 7:30 back here at Where's Right with Christopher Moore. All right. So on deck we got Arlena, and back up to the mic now. Please welcome Straight No Chaser, Marion Peterson.
Okay, I have another song into one more poem. This one is called She's Not Worth It. I started writing it January 8th, 1995, and I finished it January 13th, 1995, which was my birthday. She'll fool around, she'll cut you down. Is that the kind of girl you'd want? Run the other way when she comes near. She's not worth it. If you know what I mean, she'll turn your name into dirt. And you play the fool and let her tell you what to do. Don't believe her lies, she's not worth it. She'll fool around, she'll cut you down. Is that the kind of girl you want? Run the other way when she comes near. She's not worth it. If you know what I mean, not worth all the pain and hurt you go through. Don't let her have control over you. She's not worth it. She'll fool around, she'll cut you down. Is that the kind of girl you want? Run the other way when she comes near. She's not worth it. If you know what I mean, she's not worth it. If you know what I mean. In the poem is called What Anchors Me in the Storm, and it was also based on a writing prompt I wrote September 30th. What anchors me in the storm is my sun. What anchors me in the storm is my writing. What anchors me in the storm is my music. What anchors me in the storm is me turning my mind. What anchors me in the storm is my creativity. You.
All right. Got muted by accident for some reason. All right. So sorry, I got muted and then I got distracted. On deck, we got Urban Cowboy Poet, so please welcome back to the mark, Arlena.
Hi. So I'm going to like actually read something from my new zine. And so this is what it looks like. That's the cover, and it has my, like I said, it has some poetry, and it also has some of my own original artwork. So, because I'm a visual artist as well as a poet and writer. So this one is called The Force is Strong in Me. I didn't know what to say when you asked who my favorite Star Wars character was. You had a Darth Vader helmet on your dresser, and she had a life-size cardboard cutout of Luke Skywalker on the door, and she would kiss him. There wasn't room for me in your game. I could have said Princess Leia. Carrie Fisher was an advocate for mental health, but I thought you just picture her in the bikini she wore when she was a prisoner in Jabba's palace. So I said the Ewoks. You said they were the worst part of Return of the Jedi. I should have said they were badass, beat back the stormtroopers, and tried to cook and eat Han and Leia, had them tied to sticks to roast over the fire, and somehow they were persuaded to let them go. But instead I let you intimidate me, so I changed my answer, said I liked Darth Vader too. I squirmed around nervously like a hyper carnivorous teddy until you held my hand to stop my fidgeting. I was feisty and feral, with enough energy to bring down the Empire. And you shushed my babbling with a kiss, my first, with tongue, and the harshness of your stubble. It surprised me, so I fell off your bed. But what happened before that was worse, when I really was Leia to your Jabba. And sometimes I still feel slime and tentacles. If only I'd choked you with the chains that held me to you, because there was no Han Solo to rescue me. Yeah, I should have said Princess Leia was my favorite character. I can't get away from Star Wars, it's everywhere. And it just takes me back to a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. You don't know how hard it is when something so ubiquitous is a trigger. So I push on like it doesn't affect me, because it's important to face your fears, like Luke must confront Vader. But even if there isn't good in you, there is in me, and you couldn't take it from me. And then this is a picture from my my artwork from my zine. So yeah. Again, like, you can either send me a private thing in the chat, or you can message me on Instagram at Radbird Creations, which I put earlier in the chat. And there'll be $5 plus $1 for shipping, and I'll just have to find envelopes if anyone wants a copy. So and I will yeah, okay, well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that poem, and congratulations on the zine again. They'll drop their information in the chat where you can connect with them if you're interested in hearing more of the poetry and learning more about it, and getting a copy of the zine. So thank you for joining us tonight.
Sure.
Yeah, thank you. All right. I think if he's still with us, Jeff Taylor is on deck, so please welcome back to the mic, Urban Cowboy Poet.
Hi there. I'm going to do Urban Legend from my book, Urban Legends Told Cowboy Poet Style. You know, I take a lot of legends, I take exactly as they are. This one was originally called The Choking Doberman, and I changed the breed of dog, and I can do that because I have a poetic license. And I call it The Widder's Best Friend. The widow Johnson lived alone in a house there weren't no man in. She got herself a German Shepherd hound for a companion. The dog named Jack and Mrs. J got to be best friends real soon. He loved guarding her light and day and howling at the moon. She never hardly left her pet all by itself alone, except when she went shopping to get her dog a bone. One day she sensed trouble when she opened the front door. Her best friend lay doubled up and writhing on the floor. Jack, who loved his mistress, was gasping for a breath. He was in plumb distress, choking most to death. His breathing was real labored. She had to save her pet. She called out to the neighbor. They whisked him to the vet. The vet plunged a breathing straw into the shepherd's neck. There's something stuck there in his craw. Don't know what. I'll have to check. X-rays will show if it's code blue or just something he ate. Go home and rest. I'll call you if I have to operate. The phone rang just as she got in. The caller sounded urgent. Toward a frantic warning from the veterinary surgeon. Call 911. Get out the house. Make sure that you don't linger. I cut open your pooch's mouth. He ate 3 human fingers. Police responded to her call and then commenced the searching. They might need backup at all to their bad guys in there lurking. One cop opened the closet door. It's an ambulance we're needing. There's a crook here crying on the floor and seriously bleeding. The burglar jumped there through the roof. He was acting downright wiggy. I ain't coming out. There's a big bad wolf. He ate my 3 little piggies. There were but one scared thief in the house that day, causing all that racket. The ambulance came and took him away, bound in a straitjacket. The veterinarian sewed up Jack, sent him home to howl at the moon again. The burglar got his fingers back, was tried and thrown in the loony bin. This story has an epilogue that I hope everyone follows. Be sure and train your killer dog to chew before he swallows. Thank you.
Thank you, ECP. Get a copy of his book, Urban Cowboy Poetry, Red or Green Books, or reach out to him directly to get a signed copy. There's his book, cover art by Shane Maynor, who does the cover art.
I put it in the chat. If you don't have PayPal, then message me and we'll figure some other payment out.
Yeah, Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, 1,000 different ways we can.
I don't have that other stuff, but well.
All right. Well, PayPal. I think most people have PayPal, so go PayPal him for his book. It's a great book. Got great reviews on the back. Some of our Fierce 15ers reviewed his book, like Hill Hoover. Really love Hill Hoover. She's also part of the Fierce 15. All right. Thank you, Greg. Always good to hear from you.
Yeah, always good.
All right. Yeah. All right. Jeff, do you have another piece you'd like to share?
Yes, I have another one that Black Silver's piece about toxic masculinity. Brought this one up. I have one that's a story of a person suffering from toxic masculinity. I guess everybody suffers. This is called The Legend of the Fruity Fairy. The cops showed up to the place Ari worked for free pizza, like they always did. The cops told her one of their brothers in blue had burst into the precinct in a tirade because a sandwich bag containing a fruit cereal loop and a note from the Fruity Fairy had been stealthily taped to his front door. The free pizza eating cops went on to tell Ari the entire squad constantly made fun of this particular cop because he was awkwardly macho. He was the kind of guy who would challenge you to a push-up contest if you held the door for him. He thought the Fruit Loop was a joke about his manhood and became enraged. This joke made its way from the workplace into his home life. The pizza cops told Ari every squad car was out looking for the real culprits desperate to prove to the awkwardly macho cop they hadn't crossed the home life line. Ari didn't tell the full of pizza cops that we were the culprits, that her, Nolan, and I had taped a sandwich bag with a Fruit Loop and a note to every front door with enough supplies to hit because it was April Fool's Day and the world has forgotten its sense of wonder. Even as his neighbors reported receiving similarly suspicious sandwich bags, the awkwardly macho cop held on to his belief in conspiracy. The more calls that came in, the deeper the plot thickened. The thing that convinced him he was wrong was the note. He finally agreed a cop wouldn't spell fairy with an E. That is the legend of the Fruity Fairy. And that's a true story.
That was great.
Thanks.
No, it's great. Appreciate you. Yes, we gotta. I mean, I'm glad that men are speaking out and talking about this. It's important. Oh, good night, Jeff. Well, not good night, Jeff. Good night, Greg. Sorry, not good night, Jeff. Good night, Greg. Good to hear from you. Buy his book, Urban Cowboy Poetry. Sorry, AirPod issue. Gotta put these in. Oh no, but thank you to the men for speaking out. People we have to let people, especially men, speak their truths, feel every emotion. And we gotta destigmatize toxic masculinity. So thank you, Jeff and Black Silver, for bravely talking about that in their art. Appreciate you both for doing that. And check out Garage Poets on Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time. They're a brother organization here at Word Is Right, and that's with Ethan Mackler as well. So thank you, Jeff. All right, so Brian Generalissimo will be our final poet of the night before we do Beanie Blessings. But back up to the mic now. Sergeant. Marissa's just fucking with the Zoom box today. That'd be a good title for a book, though.
Sergeant Lissima.
Yeah. Maybe that could be your poem for him next time you do your birthdays next year at your birthday party.
Well, so like the only person who's above a general, I guess, would be the president. So I'd have to be Presidentissimo.
President Prada.
I don't want to be the president. Fuck that shit.
I don't want to be president.
I like Prada-Isimo.
Prada-Isimo.
Okay, so he dubbed Prada-Radica, and he's saying he wants Prada-Radisimo.
No, Prada-Radica-Isimo.
Prada-Radica.
He came up with that. I thought Eddie did.
That's like Staten Island's part of New York. I mean, it's
because
very,
you're the queen. You're the dictator of Prada-Radica. Like I'm.
I thought Eddie didn't come up with Prada-Radica.
Well, so Generalissimo actually he said Prad-Radica.
I said Prada-Radica. I came up with the whole thing.
So so it came about because Generalissimo was jerking my dick one day, and that's how that came out. Yeah.
As you do. Hey, sometimes jerking a dick, builds great ideas. That's,
All right. Good thing no one's paid here.
You like that, Jeff Taylor?
It was consensual dick jerking though.
Yes. Right. We gotta love her.
It's the 11th hour here almost. At least in New York it is. At least on the East Coast. Anyway, we're gonna hear from our boss lady, Marissa Prada.
All right, so if PJ is still in the room, I did pull up a parody poem if they were still here.
Yeah, they're here.
Because I didn't want them to be the only ones who are doing comedy and feeling like I'm a weird outsider and a lot of misfit toys and shit. So I pulled up one of my parody poems. I love these. These are so much fun for me. So please come back and do more fun shit. All right, this is my 2-minute slam titled Bagel and Pap Schmear. My vagina misses light, see, She has to wait every year for that one special day. Just the thought of that cold, hard metal speculum. Oh, and that tiny plastic scraping spatula gets her all riled up. Crinkling white featherweight paper blanket, the doctor enters with her perfect mascara again. Says, lay back, but down. The sound of those foot stirrups clink. Man, there's nothing like it. The expectation, the tantra of the entire operation, standing ovation for this current ovulation. The light is on its way. Just give me one good thrust. Nothing like an annual pelvic exam. Hands gloved, loved up with a snap at the wrist, waiting in anticipation. Lube goes on all over her hand. My doctor has the best hands. Nothing like the feel of blue nitrile gloves, just a tad too big at the fingers, wrinkling at the end. And with a pop, she places that speculum right up my special purpose and spreads me like Moses. Her name is Mona. And there it is, sunshine at last. My pussy in her Hawaiian shirt and sun hat, hair fluttering in the breeze, toes in the sand, margarita in her hand. Followed by gooey glove, finger love. They go to town on my corridor. I have to close my eyes, breathe in deep, and remember to keep it professional. As darkness gives way to light, radically amazed by her swift vaginal doctor skills. And in just a moment, it is over. The pressure is gone, and so is she. Goodbye, speculum and scraping spatula. Goodbye, nitrile gloves and gooey lube. Goodbye, white paper blanket and sunlight. See you again next year. Poem.
A tribute to the OGBYN community, which is a very important community. So
So true, right?
people who have female genitalia, get your pap smear every couple years. You only have to get it every couple years now. So, take care of your health.
Bummer
It's
for me.
important.
I'm just kidding.
What'd you say?
Don't tell my doctor I said it.
I didn't even hear what you said. So,
Oh, I said that's a bummer for me.
oh, yeah.
I was just being a smartass.
They actually no. When I went to get my STI screening a few months ago, because you got to do that every couple months. It's important. She said that they don't always give people with female genitalia regular pap smears every year now because it can come up as an indiscretion. So they do the full one every 3 years now. Same with breast exams. They tell you not to do self breast exams anymore because you can not do it correctly. So, go to a doctor, have them check them out. And yeah, our health's important. Our mental health's important. Our physical health's important. Get your STI screenings. You're sexually active. All genders.
Right?
Lesbians can get STIs too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Leslie.
Yeah. Good to hear you. Thank you. Buy her book, Butterflies and Lies and Conversations with Grief, and buy all the books and the anthologies. And she's put 42 books out and over 200 or 300 authors that are included in the anthology on the American gun violence and Red or Green books. And it's amazing. And go check all that out. We can't do anything without Marissa. So to round us out tonight, he's a part of the Next 10. He's a part of Red or Green Books. He's a host here at Word is Right. He's Generalissimo Brian Franco, and we love him. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And he's my boss lady.
And her twin. They share
Get it?
birthday.
Get it? Just kidding, G. We love you.
So this poem just got published in Stick Figure Poetry. It's called I So Badly Wish to Exist in Your Ink. I like watching you when you write your poetry. When I hear your pen scratch against paper as I watch you from the other room, when your emotions are transformed into ink, I hope the thoughts encompassed in the ink are about me, about how I like to lay my head on your pillow when you wake and rise before me, how those moments you are absent from our bed leads me to your scent, how I taste your tangerine lip balm whenever you enter a room, how my mirror is more honest when you look me in the eyes, how I am no longer afraid to cry in front of others, how knowing you exist in my life tells my tears it's okay to fall, how the sound of your voice lets me know hugs still exist. I hope the thoughts that become your poetry are laced with the love I feel for you, the love you infuse into my heart with your love. And then I just have two more that were written in Amanda Villanueva's workshop, which is at the first of every month. The first is called Because the Price of Postage Stamps Has Risen Exponentially. When you came back to my place a second night in a row, you commented that my bed wasn't fully made. I explained that I never tucked the covers into the mattress because I like to sleep with my feet outside the sheets. Even in the winter, well, if the covers are tucked in, getting out of bed can be a chore. That next morning after you left, I realized how claustrophobic tucked in sheets make me feel. I had only made up the bed in anticipation of your return, and you returned for as long as we lasted. Making the bed was like preparing a journal of secret love letters by turning the journal to a fresh page and leaving it open in the desk drawer to write a new letter every morning after you walked away. The day would be another day of us living our separate lives while in the throes of infatuation. The second the sun peeked through the blinds, you woke, showered, dressed. Sometimes we drank coffee together. After you left, I wrote you a love letter, turned the page, placed the book in the drawer, shut the drawer, went about my day and hoped there'd be another love letter in our future. And finally, this is called A Self-Portrait Painted with Thought. My every noisy emotion gets splashed onto an imaginary canvas made from an abandoned wooden door I found dumpster diving. My art gallery has mosaics made of other people's junk that finds home inside my psyche. I transform personal turmoil into rejection recycled and the type of surreal beauty that can only be felt through dreaming and chasing windmills. Dumpsters outside high-rises on the Upper East Side filled with a lifetime of belongings are a goldmine for this emotional artist who creates art in his mind rather than in a studio with canvases or paint or any tangible media. My life retrospective exhibit will have lines around the block for opening night at the Guggenheim. All the walls will be blank with description cards of the art instead of actual art on the walls. Before the night is over, everyone there will see something they threw away from their life. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing, Brian. Congratulations on the new publications. Please check out his book with Red Green Books. He's a part of the Next 10. Please check out Cafe Generalissimo at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here at Where's Right, where that he produces and hosts every first and third Monday. And yeah, that's awesome. Thank you.
May I ask Marissa a question?
I don't know who Melissa is, but Marissa.
Marissa, was your OB wearing the Hawaiian shirt or was your pussy wearing the Hawaiian
My
shirt?
pussy, that's why I said there, and there she was, my pussy, in her Hawaiian shirt and sun had hair fluttering.
Okay, I'm just checking. I thought it was maybe you had an OB that wore Hawaiian
She got introduced to the sunshine.
I thought it was your gynecologist wearing the shirt too, by the way.
No, it says, and there she was, my pussy in her Hawaiian shirt and sun hat. Hair.
Oh, I didn't hear the pussy. I just heard
I
the
know.
like.
No, I heard that.
All right.
Okay, Jeff was very.
I gotta emphasize pussy.
Enunciate.
You want me to emphasize pussy?
I knew you meant
Pussy
the
is
pussy.
another.
I knew you meant the pussy,
Always.
Marissa.
Yeah. So 50-50, black silver. Did you know it was the pussy? He's like, I always know it's the pussy. People who know pussy know this poem. Just kidding. I'm just fucking with you, Lizzie.
I know. I just thought it was funny. I'm fucking with you too. I mean, you know, I have this tribute to you in the apartment, and like now,
Aw.
see,
That's very, yes, I remember that piece of art.
my piece of art that Marissa thinks is her.
It's very sexy. But
Yeah, but-
I have very sexy artwork too, so.
I found that in the corridor
Lobby.
of my lobby in here,
Yeah.
NYC, and when no one touches it for a week, you can claim it. You can't, but
I'll
like,
touch
I
it
don't
for a
know.
week.
You're what?
I'll touch it for a week.
You'll touch it for.
I gotta come back out there because, you know, I need to see Brooklyn and Queens.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
I love Brooklyn. Brooklyn's my
didn't
favorite of the
any time in
boroughs.
Brooklyn or Queens. I would love to go see both of those,
Queens is very diverse. It has great drag bars and Greek food. If you like Greek food, and then Brooklyn's my favorite of the boroughs. I used to live in Brooklyn.
Pizza. I want to go to Lucali and eat pizza at Lucali.
I mean, they probably don't have vegan pizza, but
We could
Is
find.
is Luke Holly the place by the bridge that you kept on talking about?
I think so.
I wanted to go so bad. I was so dead. I was ill prepared for the amount of travel and length of time.
Yeah, we're kind of athletes here. We gotta mentally and physically gotta.
But I was coming off of having pneumonia. I was 10 days
Yeah.
post pneumonia. So I was like,
You know, you're a trooper.
so for me being at that level, like imagine if I was actually feeling really good.
No, I mean, you were great. You didn't seem sick. Listen, New York is a hustle. It takes
I don't mind that. I got
mental
the grind
strain.
all day long. Oh shit! You know we didn't go to Amsterdam billiards. We gotta go to Amsterdam
Right.
billiards. Like,
It's like a 15-minute walk from New York. So next time it's in Union Square. It's like on 10th and 3rd. It's by Strand. You like go
Gotta
to
do
Strand, then you turn like right, and it's like right there.
we gotta do that. PJ, where do you live? If you don't mind me asking, you can even say the state if you really want to be.
I live in upstate New York.
Oh, okay, very cool.
Yeah.
Poughkeepsie.
Poughkeepsie, yeah.
So I don't know where that is, but upstate, I kind of understand.
Do you know Vassar College?
I know Vassar. I don't know.
Yeah, that's where Vassar is.
Okay. Oh, so are you one of the Vassar ladies?
Me? No. My grandmother just lives here, so I moved in with her.
It's
Yeah.
just people know
It's damn
Poughkeepsie
cold
is
up there.
Vassar.
I'm just saying, it's nice weather here all winter. Y'all should come in.
Jealous.
Well, it's not. I mean, we still have winter, but it's nothing like up there. Nothing.
Hey, it looks, as I told Shane yesterday, like the runny noses suck, but New York City looks gorgeous in the winter. Like during the two most, yeah,
Times
Pride and Christmas time are the most beautiful times for New York City.
It's so cold, though. Like you can't move your body. It's cold, and I live at 5,000 feet. It's not the humid cold though. Like you freeze in place sometimes.
Oh yeah, like I really want to move to New Mexico now.
No, in New York is like you freeze in place.
Oh yeah, I'm
Here,
just-
it's not like that. It's a dry cold. It's a hot day, cold night. Very nice.
yeah. I mean, my body and my soul does freeze, but my soul is generally frozen from like January 1st to December 31st, so that doesn't change.
That's probably why I was able to handle New York for a week post COVID. I didn't have COVID, but I don't know. I said that. but
Pneumonia.
pneumonia is that because I live and train at 5,000 feet, probably 6,000. We're pretty close to the mountains. So yeah, imagine if I lived at sea level.
I mean, I've been to Denver. It was hard. It wasn't that easy.
3 days.
My oldest brother lives in Denver. No, I mean, I'll come see it one day. I'll do my little New Mexico and then El Paso and then Phoenix, and then I'll probably go visit my brother in Denver.
If you want, I would even like meet you in Phoenix. Well, yeah, I could drive to Phoenix and get you, and we could go to El Paso and then shoot up here to Albuquerque. Or I could meet you in El Paso, bring you to Albuquerque, and you could fly to Phoenix.
I will see when I can get, I will let you know. I'm not just gonna like show up and be like, I mean, I have your address. I'm not just gonna show up and be like, oh,
Just show up,
surprise.
it's fine.
Nah. Listen,
Oh,
it's
and I
what?
have this huge fence. So I've been thinking a lot about this project. I have this huge fence. My yard is like 100 feet long, my backyard, and there's this huge long fence. And I'm going to, well, I've sealed the outside, but I'm going to reseal the wood on the outside. And I'm going to paint an entire mural all along the whole fence. And it's going to be some beautiful things. I was thinking about doing like 2 hands and like a rainbow and some sunflowers along the bottom. And
You
then
should
like
paint all the book covers.
New Mexico sky. I'm not Shane. I can't do that shit. Like I can do big stuff because it's
So
not.
Shane can paint half of it and you can paint half of it.
You just tell her to come out here and paint it then.
I'm gonna try to go visit Shane over Christmas if she gets that event she was talking about yesterday. I'm gonna try to go because it's the same time zone. It's pretty,
And it's in North Carolina.
yeah, where she lives.
I'm looking for grants right now to try to get some of them out here. I'm gonna check with the university to see if I can host the summit at the university, and then we can use the dorms to house poets in. Because if we can house poets and they don't need to pay for a hotel, it's fucking great.
Yeah, it's not the, yeah. I mean, if I can, I told you June's a little
I know.
hard for
fine.
me. You do it over Christmas. I could go from North Carolina to New Mexico.
You could still come for Christmas if you want.
We'll see. I have to see. I will let you know. I will not just show up. I
I
can't.
did tell Sarabella Mental too if she wanted to come for Christmas. Maybe we have a very poetry Christmas in New Mexico.
Maybe. So I'll drag Shane with me. And
Well,
other
right,
and
we're talking
other
about the Soto event on
and
the
other poets I'm very fond of from North Carolina will just
yes, Elaine,
okay.
yes, all of them. Nemo, Elaine, all of them.
Mm-hmm. My favorite poet. Okay, my favorite poet can come. If my favorite poet comes, I will. If my favorite poet comes, I will go.
You're so funny.
Funny or honest, but whatever.
Totally true. Totally honest.
Anyway, this has been a really fun Deadpan Dope. I'm so happy we expanded our community tonight. We had 3 new people tonight, so welcome. We hope you come back. And close this out. And also before we go,
Saturday night is a triple feature. We the
Oh,
triple feature
oh,
Saturday night.
oh,
We
sweet.
have David Leo Serra. He's a Canadian poet, French Canadian poet. We have Elizabeth Oots from the Fierce 15 and Rick Spisak, who does a bunch of cool stuff for this community.
I'm missing Elizabeth Oots. Oh, it's hybrid.
So do a hybrid device.
You know I will be too inebriated to do that. You know what happens when we get to New York.
I know.
Yeah,
you know, I do miss the fact that I wasn't behind the bar doing the Mr. Speaker with the Neo behind when I was hosting. I wanted to try to like mimic his picture.
He didn't do that at hybrid.
No, but he posts a picture from when he hosted at Neo, and he's behind the bar like that.
Oh.
And I was trying to like say,
yeah, I got to meet Mr. Speaker. He's a cool dude. And I also just want to say tonight is the first night of Yom Kippur, one of the holiest day of the years in Judaism, and I'm a Jew. So just an easy fast to anyone that observes. Drink your water, take it easy, and Yom Tov. And it's a good new year. It's the year 5783. So anyway, it's been a beautiful night. Thank you to everyone who contributed, shared, made it a brave and safe space. Let's take us out tonight. Black Silver will read Beanie Blessings.
Beanie Blessings. We close out our time together staring up at the sky, at the same sky. Whether the sun kisses down on your gentle face, the cotton candy clouds begin to swirl in the early evening. The crescent moon fades in as the constellations begin to dance through the night. We all look up at the same sky. Thank you for blessing the sky, soil beneath our feet, and our family with your presence and art. Thank you for taking the time to create. Thank you for holding space. May you spirit out poems, kitty style, in dreamland. May we always have beanies to keep us warm and stylish. This has been the Deadpan Dope Tuesday open mic with The Word is Right, hosted by Deadpan Lizzie, the Beanie God. On behalf of our community, I, Black Silver 47, bid you adieu. Until next time, Beanie blessings.
Beanie blessings.